J keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak. Running wild on you, brother. We're over the top. Rocking it back to the vintage scene. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. With epic thumbnails from the vids. It's a must-see. Gonna bring you the best. Legends you remember from the ring and silver screen. We're over the top. Get ready for a good time.
What's going on, everybody? It's Friday the 14th here for the Over the Top with Chad and Tony. As you can see in the thumbnail, this is not a numbered episode this week. This is one of those. I think we've had to do this maybe a handful of times in the 3 years we've done the show, to where we don't have to, but we want to put out content when we don't necessarily have an episode. We weren't able to get together this past weekend. The Super Bowl was going on. Everybody had plans. We couldn't get together. So this week we are putting out this episode. Next week it will probably be a Skype style episode again, and then with episode 152, we'll hopefully have Jordan in the studio and going over our 2025 movie list, good and bad, and all that stuff. But this episode kind of links in with that one. By watching our channel and everything, we're huge movie fans, wrestling fans, movie fans, all that stuff. And if you follow my Instagram, which links for everybody's personal social medias are down below and everything. If you follow my social media or anything like that, I've been a collector for a long time. I'm a movie collector. I'm a Friday the 13th collector. I'm a Halloween collector. I've been collecting movies ever since I can remember, right? Since the beginning days of DVDs. I've had tons of VHSs when I was a kid. The next door neighbor, he used to have a huge collection of VHS in his garage, and he would always let me come over and just grab whatever movie I wanted and everything. So I've always loved movies. I've got a massive movie collection that it's a whole lot smaller than it used to be. I used to have, I just would buy every movie that came out and I'd stuff it on my wall. Now it's more of movies that I love, movies that I enjoy. I buy new movies. If I don't like the movie, then I just sell it. So it's just a vicious cycle with my movie collection. But there's a lot of stuff in here that's stayed through the test of time, that's stayed with my collection since I started collecting Blu-rays and 4Ks. But yeah, I've got a bunch of them. I've got a little mini movie store in my house. So if streaming ever goes down, I'll be set. I'm good. I'll have plenty of stuff to watch. But this video is more pertained with movies that get released in the year. They get physical copies a couple months down the line and everything. And in our little world of movie collecting and movie buying and all that stuff, there's different labels that put out really, really nice editions of sometimes terrible movies. And I buy them. So this is going to be a list of the 2025 top movie release, not necessarily to 2025, but these editions were released in 2025, and they're my favorite, we'll call them physical media releases of the year and everything. So we'll get right into this. I got about 10 of them to show off for you today. My top 10 of the year. Like I said, this ties into our 2025 movie list and everything. So yeah, we'll get right into this because we got some movies to talk about. Now there's, like I was talking about, there's a few labels. We call them in our little world boutique labels. You have Arrow Video, Vinegar Syndrome, Scream Factory, and the list goes on and on of labels that individually put out titles and everything. Vinegar Syndrome is a very popular one, and then they have a sub-label that they put out a lot of documentaries on with a group called ETR. I think Enjoy the Ride Records. But they put out a documentary this year. Of course, being a wrestling fan, I was all about it. They put out quite a few wrestling documentaries and video game documentaries, so I'm all about them. But they released this one this year. It's called Nevermore, The Raven Effect. Amazing documentary. Like I've said it multiple times on this podcast. I never watched ECW, and I just didn't watch it. I can't say that I wasn't a fan because I probably would have been a fan if I watched it, but I just never watched it. This is a full-on documentary about Raven from ECW. I remember Raven more from WCW and WWE, but this is where he made his name and everything. I mean, these this is what, like, in our little world, this is what they call a slipcover, aka dust jackets. They just make your edition look super fancy. A lot of people don't understand that a little piece of cardboard means so much, but when it's in my OCD world, when it's on the shelf, it just looks so pristine. But that's me being OCD. But this documentary right here was absolutely amazing. Really enjoyed it. Got a lot of insight of Raven that I had no clue about. Let's see, Jericho's on this, Rob Van Dam, of course, Raven, Blue Meanie, Kevin Sullivan, Sandman, just everybody that was involved with ECW, they got that was available. They got on this documentary, and like I said, it's comes with a little fancy slipcover. You got Tommy Dreamer putting the chair to him right there. But this documentary was really well done, and I'm a huge fan of Vinegar Syndrome's sub label uh, that puts out the documentaries and everything. But yeah, number 10 on the list, Nevermore, The Raven Effect. All right, back to Vinegar Syndrome again. This is more of straight under their umbrella of releases. Vinegar Syndrome is they're really popular. They're not as big as Arrow Video, Scream Factory, and all that, but they're still huge. But they put out some really nice editions of some terrible ass movies. Speaking of, this is one of them from the get go. I mean, I love some terrible movies. Trust me, I love cheesy terrible movies. There's just so much fun. Just turn your brain off and go. But this movie I watched as a kid on Sci-Fi Channel at my grandparents' house. It's an ET knockoff, but you know, as soon as this was announced this year or this past year, I had to get this. This is freaking Mac and Me. I mean, look at this. Look, Mac and Me does not deserve. This is a 4K like little box set. Mac and Me does not deserve this kind of treatment. But Vinegar Syndrome is a label that does this for terrible movies. Like I said, this movie is. If you've seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a glorified commercial for McDonald's and Coca-Cola. I'm not recommending this movie to anybody because you won't like it. It's terrible. It's Mac and Me. But this edition is absolutely superb. I mean, it opens up and then you get a gatefold. I guess they call it a gatefold. I don't know. But you have imagery. You have him in the little costume right there. You have the movie itself. You pull the little tab. It pops out. It has a fancy slipcover on it with the little family. You got a booklet, all that stuff included in this. Like I said, this Vinegar Syndrome is one of the top labels out there, and they're not the biggest, but man, they put out some serious looking editions. I mean, like I said, this is a terrible movie, and for it to get a treatment like this is just, you know, it's, as a movie collector, I mean, you dream of this kind of stuff. I mean, as weird as it is to say something like that, you dream of movies that don't get that aren't very popular at all get amazing treatment. But I mean, like I said, Vinegar Syndrome, that's their little logo right there. But it's amazing, bro. I mean, for, like I said, I keep saying it, for a movie about a movie called Mac and Me, that's absolutely atrociously terrible. But this edition is just, it's beautiful. I mean, you got to put it in your top 10. The next one is a 7-film collection. I forget. I want to say the fall it came out, but there's 2 different editions that came out. There's a big box set with steel books that was so beautiful. But I'm not a steelbook collector. I used to be, and everything, but steel books are a whole nother level. If you want to look those things, just hashtag steelbooks. It'll get you lost in another world. But as soon as this was announced, I pre-ordered it. It's a Nightmare on Elm Street 4K set. Picture quality on all this and the sound is chef's kiss. We've been, as a collector and a horror movie fan, we've been waiting on something like this for a long time. I don't have the Blu-ray set anymore, but the Blu-ray set was absolutely atrocious as a movie collector. They didn't give it any kind of attention. I mean, Scream Factory has put out a Friday the 13th box set, a Halloween box set, and all that stuff. But for some reason, we have not gotten a fancy box set edition of Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, this will do for the time being. It's all in one packaging and all that kind of stuff. You have one through A New Nightmare and all new scans. The first three I watched, they look beautiful. The sound sounds great. I mean, we've been waiting for this for a long time. Like I said, the Steelbook collection is much nicer than this one, but as like it goes back to my OCD on the shelves and everything. It just looks so much cleaner with just like that facing out on the shelves and everything. But yeah, this set absolutely great. Kind of wish they would have gave it a little bit better treatment, but like I said, we've been waiting on this for forever as movie collectors and everything. And as soon as it was announced, it was an instant purchase. And yeah, absolutely beautiful, beautiful. This next one is going to be a combination. They both came out on the same day. They're up under the same franchise. I've done this twice in this and everything, but it's my video. I can do what I want. I'm combining these together as one. I think this would be number 7 on the list for me. Would be, these are from Arrow Video. Arrow Video is a huge UK movie distributor. I mean, it was the year of Arrow Video. Arrow Video was the label that I probably have the most on this list of. I mean, they absolutely killed it this year. Like I said, they're a UK-based company, but they release a ton of stuff here in the US. And the good thing about 4Ks is they're completely region-free. You don't have to have a region. They're not region-locked and all that. So these next two I picked up. These came out, I forget when they came out, but Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X, the 4K Arrow Video editions of them. Absolutely beautiful copies. I have Friday the 13th remake from Arrow Video, so I'm kind of hoping they do. It's looking like they're doing all the new line or the Warner Brothers editions. So we'll probably get a Freddy versus Jason this year, but man, the artwork on these, just breathtaking. Jason Goes to Hell, terrible movie, but I have fun with it. Jason X, same thing. Not a great movie, but I have a lot of fun with it. Both picture qualities look fantastic. They sound great. Like I said, with these fancy dust jackets that come with them, you get alternate artwork for each one and all that. You got the original poster art and then like newly commissioned artwork on that one. And then the same with Jason Goes to Hell. I forget who the artist was for these, but you got the original poster art. You got the new commissioned artwork. And I believe on both of these, no, only on Jason Goes to Hell, you got the theatrical cut, theoretical cut, and the unrated cut and everything. And then this one's just the 4K. But love these editions. As soon as they were announced, I had to get them because, as you can tell, I'm a little bit of a Friday the 13th fan. So they're over here on the shelf themselves. But yeah, instant pickup for these two. Number 7 on the list this year are the Arrow Video Friday the 13th flicks. Number 6 on the list is another Arrow Video edition, and this is Lucio Fulci's Zombie Flesh Eaters. This one came straight from this is, as you can I just showed off Arrow Video the last time. You can tell when the ones that come straight from, or are UK based, have these little stickers on them and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this edition is absolutely beautiful. The movie, it's a great zombie movie, Italian zombie movie. If you've never seen it, if you're in a zombie movie mood, go watch it. It's a lot of fun. That scene right there that you're seeing right there is worth it in gold. But yeah, this edition is absolutely amazing. It's also called Zombie 2. But yeah, this, you can, listen, it's a hard box, so nice. It has a dust jacket to itself and everything too. The just really, really superbly well done. And like I said, you're probably looking at, why would you buy something like that, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, as a movie collector, these are the things that these are the editions that we really enjoy. Stuff like this, it's just absolutely chef's kiss. It's beautifully done. The artwork's amazing. I know who cares about the artwork when it's about the movie, but it all correlates. Yeah, this movie is, I think it's early 70s or mid 70s zombie movie. In this one, a zombie fights a shark. So yeah, there's that and everything. But yeah, this edition looks fantastic. The picture quality. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I like the graininess and everything." Not me. I like the best picture quality there's available. This looks absolutely beautiful on 4K and everything. Arrow does some of the best transfers there is in the game and everything, and they outdid themselves with this one. So number 6 is Zombie Flesh Eaters, or AKA Zombie 2. All right, we're getting into the top 5 and one of my childhood favorites of all time growing up. For the longest time, we just had a standard Blu-ray edition of this movie, and then it came in a double pack with When Nature Calls. But as soon as Shout Select announced Ace Ventura, it was a no-brainer. One of the childhood classics, 1994. We've talked about it before. Is the year of Jim Carrey with Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, The Mask. The Mask got released. It just missed making this top 10. It got an Arrow release with a box and everything. It got released by Arrow. Ace Ventura got released by Shout Select. We need When Nature Calls, and somebody, please, somebody release Dumb and Dumber on 4K. All we have is just like a standard Blu-ray edition of that. But this, as soon as this was announced, hungry fella, instant pickup, childhood classic of mine. Just love this. This and Dumb and Dumber are probably the most two quoted movies that I know of all my friends and everything. But yeah, a 4K edition of this. It looks great. Picture quality is great. Sounds great. What more can be said? It's Ace Ventura on 4K with a fancy dust jacket. Like I said, this is put out by Shout Select. They also put out Scream Factory and another one that I'm fixing to show off next and everything too. But yeah, this had to make the list. A childhood. This came out in like prime time. Young Tony. I was 10 years old when these came out. So yeah, Ace Ventura 4K, number 5 on the list. Next this would be number 4 of the year for me. This was also put out by a off-brand of Shout Select as well, but this is a new line that they put out by Hong Kong Cinema Classics. But one of my favorite all-time action movies ever, Hard Boiled. It's a John Woo movie, Chow Yun Fat. I mean, this movie is just everything action is in this movie. I mean, the shootout scenes are incredible. They're over the top. If you've seen a John Woo movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this edition, like I said, this is the Hong Kong Cinema Classics. They put out a few editions of these. I have a couple of them. It seems like they're doing like the John Woo stuff first, but this was an instant purchase. Evidently, it sold out pretty quick too. So who knows? It looks great. It's a movie that you have to watch with subtitles. So if subtitles aren't your thing, then you're not gonna like it. But I watch everything with subtitles because I'm old. But yeah, I was super stoked when this got announced. It's a super nice edition. It comes with like the little hard box, and then you got the movie itself on 4K. It's a big old baby right there. But nice little booklet, all that good stuff. But number 4 on the list is Hard Boiled. All right, number 3 on the list is actually 2 movies, kind of like what I did with the Friday 13th ones that I just showed. I forget what numbers those were. But this is also from Arrow Video. Like I said, they're a UK-based company, but they put out 2 of my favorite horror movies of all time. Probably, I'd say in the top 10, top 15, but one of my favorite horror remake of all time, and that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I will sit on this throne. I know I'm not alone. I'm on a lonely throne, but I enjoy the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake more than I enjoy the original. I've said it multiple times. It's just more rewatchable to me, but absolutely love this movie. Watched it so many times. I think this came out in 2002. So right when I was 18 years old, Jessica Biel signed me up. But then they also released Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. Both of these movies, love them. They're great movies to watch back to back. Watch this one first and then this one. They're great. I love both of them. They're gory. They're grimy. They get some pretty good jump scares in them, but absolutely love these editions. Like I said, with these, you get the dust jacket and then you get the original poster art on these. Just just Arrow Video was the company this year that outdid themselves the most. There's the original poster art of that, but Arrow Video killed it. I would have loved like a chunky box with both of these in it, but I'll take the slip version editions. Yeah, fantastic. As a horror fan, as a movie collecting fan, I mean, we've been asking for these for a long time of an upgrade, and the Arrow Video killed it with them. But yeah, that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the beginning, and the remake to Texas Chainsaw Massacre as the number 3. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Number 2, this is a company, I believe they're out of Australia, and it's a 4K edition of a movie that I grew up watching as a kid and absolutely love it. As soon as this came in the mail, I popped it in and watched it. It looked fantastic, and that's The Never-Ending Story. Once again, is it a great movie? No, but I grew up watching it. Not everybody did, but man, it's just fantastic. It's just, they call these like a slip box edition. I can't even get it out, but yeah, boom. You got just through that. But you got the original poster art there. Come with a ton of special features. I can't watch the Blu-ray that's with it because it's region locked, region B locked, and here in America we only have region A. But the 4Ks, like I said before, are all region free, and yeah, just had to pick this up. Come with, like I said, the slip box. Comes with a ton of special features on there. I watched the ones that are on the 4K, but yeah, as soon as I saw this, there's like websites I follow, Instagram pages that release news of when movies are getting released, and as soon as I saw that this went up for sale, it was an instant buy. The song is so fantastic. I just, New Found Glory redid the song to this and everything. It's just fantastic movie. The sequel, not so much. This one, Falcor, I mean, just everything about it. The horse scene is one of the most tragic scenes ever in a movie. It'll bring a tear to a glass eye, but yeah. Never Ending Story 4K from Imprint Studios. I've got a few of their stuff. They've released Beyond the Mat of all things. They release weird stuff, but this was an instant purchase as soon as it was announced. Never Ending Story 4K, beloved in my collection. It will never, ever, ever leave. And speaking of editions that will never, ever leave my collection, if I have to sell everything and I can only keep like 10 things, this will be one of those that stay with me throughout forever, because it's just nostalgia. It's my childhood. It's everything why I love movies. And yeah, it's once again Arrow Video. They put out the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 through I think 96 trilogy, which is absolutely amazing. They put out a couple 2 editions of this. Arrow Video put out their own like artwork for this outside box and everything, but I had to go with the original. I mean, that poster art is nostalgic to me. Every time I see a New Line logo, I instantly think Ninja Turtles. It's just that great. I mean, that comes off, and then you get the hard box itself. Like I said, you get all 3 movies, and then you get them all 3 individually as well in this box set. I mean, we'll go through it all. This is one I've never showed up. You got the 1990 classic. That's utterly amazing childhood classic. I went and saw this in theaters this past year. Looks amazing, sounds amazing. Everything is perfection on this. It's the best release of this movie that you can possibly get. And then you got Secret of the Ooze, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. I think this came out in 92. But you got Super Shredder on there. If you don't know who that is, that's Kevin Nash from WWE, WCW, Big Sexy, all that stuff. But yeah, just looks great. This is coming out in the theaters this year. Can't wait to go see it in the theaters again. But yeah, amazing. And then the least talked about, oh, going the wrong way. The least talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. It's skippable for me. It was worth it. I would have been happy with just the first 2, but you got to include this one in with it. So it will be the least watched out of the collection and all that stuff. But then came with like a fancy like little booklet, poster, all that good stuff. I mean, this is, as a movie collector, this was the dream collection to come out, and the way that it came out, like I said, with this chunky box, all that stuff. It's just, as a collector, this is what we and we pay premium money for this kind of stuff. I mean, it's not This stuff is not cheap. Like these editions that I show off, none of them are particularly cheap when you think of, oh, I'm buying a movie, it's so and so price. No, the editions like these are they're a little pricey and all that stuff, but to a collector like me, it's totally worth it. But yeah, the number one piece of physical media this year for me is this Ninja Turtles box set. I mean, like I said, just absolute gorgeous. I mean, you got the ooze canister right there on the back. God, I love being a turtle. That's it. That's my top 10 list of physical media releases of 2025. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this is a space filler this week. We apologize that we couldn't come out with a regular episode, but we always strive to put content out every Thursday, no matter what. So this is what you get this week. Hopefully, like I said, we'll be able to get a regular episode out, 151. Don't know what the topic's going to be, but we'll figure out something. And then hopefully 152 and 153 will be our 2025 movie countdowns with Jordan and all that good stuff. But thank y'all as always. We appreciate all the love and support. Everybody's links are down below to the social media accounts. Chad, Chance, BJ, Brandon, everybody. And like I said, everybody's links are down below. Go click on them. Go give everybody a follow. All that good stuff. We appreciate y'all so much for the constant support. We can't thank y'all enough for it. It's much appreciated. But hopefully see y'all, like I said, next week with a regular scheduled content and all that good stuff. And till then, yeah, this motherfucker.
Over the top with Chad and Tony, talking about movies and wrestling. Hot mic chance, Georgia team hating on